No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing. Forgetting the past. Say, I need to forget my past. I need to look forward to what lies ahead. Forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, is calling us. Did anybody ever run track? Yeah. So I ran track one year, and they signed me up for the 400 meters. Anybody ever run the 400? Okay, so it's one time around the track, which I was like, yeah, I got that. One time around the track, that's a joke. So I showed up with my basketball shorts on and this jersey, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to smoke these dudes, you know? And Ashley, do you remember this? Hopefully you weren't there. Okay, good. Well, this will be a treat for you. So they were like, hey, listen, make sure you don't go out too fast. And I'm like, listen, it's one time. It's one time around the track. I mean, I'm a scholarship football athlete. Relax, okay? I was hyping myself up and didn't do a lot of training. And so I'm like, I got this. And listen, your boy halfway through was smoking everybody. It wasn't even close. People are cheering me on. And so I get 3/4 around the track. So you start here, you go all the way around, and then you get to the last straightaway. And I had made it halfway around, and I was just smoking everybody. And I hit that turn, and all of a sudden my legs were like, no. We're just not. Anybody ever run? You run so hard, your legs literally are like, nope, sorry. And so I'm hitting that last turn, and I'm in first place. And all of a sudden, my legs literally said, no, we're done. We're just not. And so I was in one lane, but my legs were so jello-y that I couldn't keep myself in my lane. And so I'm digging. Y'all don't even know. I was trying to make myself move, you know? Everything, just like my head, everything, just like you can do it. And so one by one, everybody's just like, everybody's passing me, except the guy that I ended up in his lane. Because if you go out of your lane, you're disqualified. And so I'm working with everything I've got. I'm like, I wasn't even embarrassed because thought I was just gonna die. And so this person somehow gets around me, and so I'm in dead last. Well, I cross the finish line and collapse on the infield. And they're like, can you get in your lane? I'm like, no, I cannot. I can't. But I think it's interesting. I think so often we get into this place where we find Christ, and then we're like, that day I stepped into freedom, and then 3 months later, you're so not in freedom, but you're pretending you are in freedom, and you're trying to run the race with everything that you have and all your Instagram posts and all your stuff and serving for Christ, but your legs are not moving. We all know. So then we get to the next race, and I'm like, I'm taking this sucker slow. No. So I came in last, but only because I was running really slow. I didn't know how to pace it. So I'm like, that didn't work. And then I got to the last one. I did the 4x4, and I was the last leg, which was, I don't know why. And we were still in the race, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to run halfway, and then I'm going to try to sprint at the end. We finally did. I don't remember what we came in, but I finally finished, and I finished the race well in my own lane, and I could stand up. And so what I want to say to you about that is some of y'all ran out the gate really, really fast, and you made it just a little bit down the way, and then all of a sudden something started to give out. Your faith started to shake just a little bit. But you pretended and you tried, and those are all good things. Trying is good. That's okay. But I want to encourage you, don't stop just because you collapsed on the infield and got disqualified from your first race. Don't quit because you don't understand the pacing of how to run quite well yet, because you're not 100 years old and you haven't died yet. There is a pacing to this walking with Christ. You can go as deep as you want to go, but some of y'all aren't ready to go super deep yet. Some of y'all still have to just get rid of the garbage in your life and hate the things that he hates so that he can come in and be everything to you that you need him to be in that season. For those of you who went out way too fast, and I'm looking at most of you, y'all went out way too fast, and you're like, I'm free! And then you couldn't finish the first lap, and you're like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to hell. No. Get up and run again. Get up and run again. You know, I want to encourage you, get up and run again. Get up and pace yourself a little differently. Don't do the same thing that you did the first time. Learn from your mistakes. Okay, I went out too fast. I told my family they're all going to hell. Okay, this time around, I'm just going to love Jesus first. It's true. Poor Caroline came back. She hadn't been gone a week. Caroline came back and was just like what? She was so excited when she left. She was like, yeah.